Even after 3 inconclusive elections and being charged in 3 corruption cases, Benjamin Netanyahu has shown once again that he's going nowhere.
Out of great responsibility, Benny Gantz and I decided to form a unity government and avoid a further election.
But division and distrust remain evident in this unity deal. Netanyahu and his former rival, Benny Gantz, have written into it all kinds of guards against betrayal, sworn in simultaneously as Prime Minister and alternate. Netanyahu to go first, then Gantz after 18 months. An unprecedented 36 ministries shared equally.
We decided to take national responsibility, especially at this time. Israel needs a national government that represents broad sections of the country. After more than 10 years, the era of government by one half of the nation is over. We are here to represent those who felt they had no voice in leading this country.
But Gantz also predicted bitter arguments to come. One big difference, their position on annexing 30% of the occupied West Bank under the terms of the Trump peace plan. Gantz is calling for delay and consultation. Netanyahu is doubling down.
It is time to apply Israeli law and write a glorious chapter in the history of Zionism. This step doesn't delay peace, it brings it closer, because peace must be based on the truth. And the truth is that there are hundreds of thousands of settlers in Judea and Samaria.
Under the coalition deal, Netanyahu can bring annexation for a vote any time after July the 1st. Gantz has no veto power. But the terms of the deal say that annexation has to be carried out in coordination with the US and must not threaten any regional peace treaties. For now, the US seems to be signaling that it wants to see a delay, and Jordan's king says annexation would cause massive conflict with Israel. Netanyahu and Gantz say their new government answers the call of the Israeli people at a time of pandemic and economic crisis. Gantz's former opposition ally says it serves the interests of politicians, not voters.
Look at how this government was established. Zero trust between the partners. Everything through lawyers and court debates, overriding the basic laws. People who don't believe a word the other says.
It is, at least for now, a functioning government, the first Israel has had in nearly 18 months. But its structure is unprecedented and faces severe tests over the impact of the coronavirus, annexation, and having a Prime Minister whose corruption trial is due to start next Sunday. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, West Jerusalem.
Ali Abu Nima is the co-founder of Electronic Intifada, an independent online news publication focusing on Palestine. He doesn't expect any change in policy toward Palestinians from the new government.
It's not as if any Israeli government would have presented Palestinians with somehow a peaceful way out of Israeli occupation and apartheid. Every Israeli government has been implacably hostile to Palestinian rights, including this one, which is headed by the two authors of, among many other things, the 2014 assault on Gaza, during which Israel killed 1 in every 1,000 residents of the occupied Gaza Strip. Netanyahu was, of course, Prime Minister then, and Gantz was the army chief. So these are two people who, despite whatever personal animosity they have, are in ideological lockstep in terms of completing the colonization of the West Bank. And if they have any disagreements, it's very minor tactical disagreements about how not to upset the so-called international community too much. But they really don't have anything to worry about, because we've seen that the United States, the European Union, many Arab regimes, including especially the Gulf regimes, are very much on board with this Israeli government. So Israel doesn't think it has too much to worry about.